right? You can just do whatever you want. You know?
Right. So just so you know, I have ADHD.
Cool.
And sometimes I go off onto tangents and forget where I'm going.
Oh, you're in the right
Owen,
place.
just so you know, I have AD8K.
Oh, nice.
Yeah?
Nice. That is a level above me. Like,
I'm telling you. You're in the right place, my dear.
ADHD means nothing
ADHD.
right now. ADHD.
You only got HD.
That's what it's all
Mate,
about.
you're not
bro.
even HD ready.
I've got ADHD in mine.
Well, let's see. So yeah, you got ADHD. You might wander off. Don't worry, we're all about tangents, right?
Yeah.
I know I've had like 4 hours sleep, so just,
Yeah?
you might have to bear with me. Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough one.
You got amnesia as well.
Maybe.
Mate,
We'll just see how it goes.
Let's see. Mate, that is the ADHD brain, right? Your head's just on your pillow. You're relaxed. You're like,
Ping.
yeah, ping.
Yeah,
Yeah. What time do ducks go to sleep?
yeah. All of that, mate. All of that.
I love it.
All
This
of
is
that.
going to be good.
Yeah, it's how we roll, man. So let's do it. Let's do it.
Welcome back to Are You Creative? This is the podcast about creativity in Essex, where we expose Sangeeta to different creatives. Not in a bad way.
No.
In a creative way. Sangeeta, we are not exposing you
Yeah,
to
I
another
was
It's
creative.
not that
say,
kind
not-
of exposure.
Not after what happened last time.
And nobody mentioned that when you guys got in touch. Like, I would have worn a. I would at
You
least.
must have missed that bit in the T's and C's.
Yeah, I would have worn a clean
hang on.
pair of pants at least.
That was part of Owen's rider, actually. But we are exploring different areas of creativity
We are.
to see if Sangeeta can find what her ideal creative outlet would be. It's podcasting, but don't tell her. And anyway, I am creative expert Nick Hearn, award-winning creative expert. I won an award last night, so there you go.
Yes,
Got fresh receipts. Yep. Big up. And here my co-host Sangeeta.
And I'm not so creative.
Except you're doing Black History Month, which is amazing. You've got loads of really cool activities happening.
We have, yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to advertise them now because it's going to go out too late. But
Yeah.
you are doing so much wicked stuff this week. And
Thank you.
I was gutted. I missed that Bollywood dancing.
That was really good because we did have Bollywood. We had a young lady, I've got to shout this out.
Yeah.
She's 17 years old.
Yeah.
The way she mastered the fan dance and taught everybody as a tutor, you would have
Yeah.
thought she's been doing this for
What's the
years.
fan dance? Show me now.
So it's like a Chinese fan dance.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a Bollywood move.
No,
So none of the light bulbs in the towel and stuff.
Right,
I was
so we
going to
had
go
the,
straight into the light bulb.
Mate, light bulbs is the OG move.
Yeah.
So we had the bhangra, we had the light bulbs and all of that. So we had that, but we also had classical Indian, and then we had Afro beats, and then we also had this fan. So
Sick
it
fusion.
was 60 years of race equality this month. Like, we're
Amazing.
celebrating
It's
this
all
year.
good, man.
The
Nice
whole
one. So
year,
you were building in Chinese dance to Bhangra?
Yeah.
Oh, that is
it was
so
a
cool.
fusion. It was a fusion, and they enjoyed it because the audience did not actually come from any of those communities.
Yeah.
So it was really, really nice.
I mean, I went to an Iranian wedding once and it was so fun. The music and the dancing was so good. To learn about someone else's way of doing things.
You're going to enjoy this Friday then, because we met, who actually came through the door was our Iranians, Iraqis, Afghans that we haven't met, our newcomers to the city. And they wanted to know, could we put on Kurdish dancers and that?
Yes,
I said, "Look,"
please.
I said, we can't. We haven't got facilitators at this short point. But I'll put on the music. You lot teach us. So
Big time.
hopefully this weekend you're going to get little kids teaching us about their culture.
I tell you, I went to
Show them some moves, mate.
Yeah. But I was saying I went to Gorillas the other week and they had London Arab Orchestra there. Right, it's like a guy on a tiny little djembe drum and really, really quite small acoustic instruments.
Were they cartoonified? The
No.
grills?
Stop going on a tangent. We're talking about the London Arab Orchestra, real people here, right? And considering this is just 4 guys over acoustic instruments, they brought a house down. They got
Wow.
everyone jumping. It was
It was amazing.
mad party vibes just from these 4 guys, and then because they had their own little solo bit.
It's
Big up.
amazing because it's different. So
Yeah, it's different, but that was what was wicked. Everyone's there to see Gorillas, and these guys do a little side gig, and the whole place erupts. It was mad.
amazing.
Yeah, you know that bit in The Deer Hunter when they have the Jewish wedding and everyone's going crazy and chucking people around on chairs and stuff. It felt like that. Like the whole venue was like that. It was mad.
Love it.
Anyway,
The roof is on fire and all that.
yeah. So, oh, hang on. What's this other voice? This is our guest, Owen.
Yo.
Hello, Owen.
How you
Owen.
doing?
I'm good. Because this podcast is all about Essex, right? It's for
Yeah.
people from Essex or that live in Essex,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I've just got to check your Essex credentials.
Okay, go for it.
Go on.
So I'm from Colchester in Essex. I thought they were going to be like some like multiple choice or
Okay, which city beginning with C are you from in Essex? Either A, Chelmsford, or B, Colchester.
Let me think. I told you, not much sleep. This might take a while, but I live in Colchester in Essex. Have lived there for a good 15, 16 years.
Amazing. I'm from Colchester originally, born in Colchester Hospital.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I moved to Chelmsford. Yeah, I think I don't tell anyone, but I think Colchester is much more creative than Chelmsford. But I'm trying to bring Chelmsford up to be like Colchester.
Colchester is a creative hub, man. Like I've met in more recent years, I've met so many people in like the art scene that I didn't know before. And it's when you kind of get entrenched in there that you realize there's so many creative hubs in like little corner pockets kind of going on.
Yeah. But before we talk about that, sorry, I have to ask you a really important question.
Go for it.
What's that question, Sangeeta?
Are you creative?
I am.
It's a yes or no answer.
Guys.
Please, yes or no.
Okay.
Say it again,
You ready for
Sangeeta.
this?
Say it again.
Are you creative?
Yes.
Is that the deepest one? That's it. I think we got down an octave. No one's gone that deep before.
I could go deeper if
Go
you
on,
like.
let's have a.
Go for
Can I do it? Are you creative?
Yes.
I love it.
Oh my god! It was like it was like the trailer guy who was here. It was a time of creativity. Can you do that for us? Will you edit it for us?
One man, creative, comes to a podcast in Chelmsford right now.
Hang on, my ears. Sangeeta, my ears are pregnant. That was too sexy.
Well, boy, it's just how I roll, you know. This is how I roll.
Do you know what this is
Love
mad? This
it.
is a tangent, but you know Red Pepper, the
Yes.
voiceover guy.
Yeah.
He got discovered. He was a tube train driver.
No way.
And he was doing a tube announcement, and someone was like, "Oh my god, who is this guy? What is this voice?"
I've had that happen. I've had people ask me a lot, do you do voiceover and do you do this? And
You should do
that. I did. I had a bit of a tangent in life of what I was going to do, and I did try voiceover for a little while. But as we were talking about ADHD, sometimes you give your everything into a project. This is it. This is the thing. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And then one day you wake up and you're like, I want something else now.
Yeah.
But that
Do you know what
voice is that voice is pure butter.
Oh man.
It's like that is. I mean,
Bless you.
I've not heard anything that smooth in a long time.
That was kind of cool.
Now, one of the things we do when we have guests here that Sangeeta doesn't know, which is probably like 90% of the time.
Okay.
Sangeeta has to sort of guess what they do.
Yeah.
Right. So now, Sangeeta, go on, let's go. Owen.
I'm going to have to go with the voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so because he's got such a lovely voice and he seems to be controlling the mic very well, so
Hey, come on.
Yeah, definitely.
he's got to
That's what we
be.
do, man.
It's something to do with music, whether it's the hosting, the production. It's going to be in that field. I'm thinking.
Here we go, Owen.
But
What do you
that could
do?
be completely off.
Well, no, you're pretty spot on, to be fair. I am a music producer.
Amazing.
I do radio hosting as well, and I run events. So that's pretty. And
Let's just have a little
run
look.
record
Look
label
at
as
your
well.
t-shirt. I love it when we have a guest on that wears their t-shirt. Look, we got Art of the Roads there.
You gotta
You seen
have-
this,
I
Sangeeta?
know.
you gotta
I
have
saw
the-
it. Yeah. Oh, amazing. Yep, seen it. Got it.
It's so
It's the
cool.
uniform, man. It's the uniform.
The uniform.
And what is what I was really impressed with, like when I saw Art of the Roads as well, like Owen's running workshops for kids to learn about MCing, DJing.
Yeah, spot on.
All 4 pillars or just 2 pillars?
We try and do as many pillars as we can, but we do DJ workshops and we do rap workshops with a good friend of mine, ACMC, very well known MC in drum and bass and hip hop. And he actually teaches he actually teaches rapping at like university level and college level. So we're so lucky to have him coming in to teach the kids.
This is at the Minories, by the way, as well, where they got like Roots and Groove Cafe with Marley
Marley,
Garazima.
Yeah. I know Marley very well. Yeah, I know
He's a
Marley
legend,
very-
man. He's been on here as well.
Yeah.
And basically, it's Minories, and we are going to see the next wave of MCs coming out of Colchester. I think.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, what I love about what we do and the fact that we've got it at the Minories is I'm very passionate about art is art, right? It is what it is. Like, I don't see why that my kind of art, urban art, however you want to describe it, I don't see why that should be in any different place to your traditional art.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of pitch that we made to Emma Howe. Big up Emma, blah, blah, blah.
Is she the manager of the Minories?
Yeah, she's the director.
So she's like your cheerleader. It's just like these guys are coming and doing something culturally important.
Yeah, man. She kind of believed in what we were saying, and you know, we done a kind of rap show there, and we had all sorts of people that would never have gone to an art gallery.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They now know that the art gallery is there, and then they may come back, which was kind of a little part of the brief that she gave us to get like new people in.
I love this, like making things more accessible, and relatable to people.
Yeah,
and that's great. I mean, I see like, you know, there's underserved, like from people of color for like going outdoors and stuff in national parks and stuff.
Yeah,
I know a guy that did a thing about bird watching.
Yeah,
you know, like for what was it, like Flock Together? Yeah, right. Ollie put together to get people to go outside and like do bird watching. Like,
yeah, man,
it's so good, and to galleries, to national parks. I mean, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, and like I say, you know, they have a kind of demographic that they really like to get through the doors, which I believe is between 14 and 25. And fortunately, you know, the kind of music we do and the kind of artists that we book kind of locally bring that crowd in. So Emma's getting what she wants. She gets to get new people to discover the gallery.
Yeah.
We get what we want, kind of bringing street art to a place where you would never really see it, which also allows like the local community to come in and see street art in what they perceive as, this is a nice, safe environment. This is all good. I don't have to go down to some council estate in Brixton. I can just come to this art gallery and see hip hop, see rap, see DJing, see all these things. And then, you know, it gives them a better understanding of that side of art.
Yeah, so you feel like when you're doing your events or something, you're looking at the crowd and you're like, this is not the normal regular hip hop crowd here. There's definitely hip hop curious.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, we've got like, you know, people who are obviously into hip hop or drum and bass or jungle or whatever it is. But then you will see people come in that you can see they're not into that, but they've come because they've seen it advertised in the gallery and they're kind of curious, and it's a nice, safe place. I've seen like, you know, a family come in, maybe late 50s, 60s with maybe a little granddaughter. Granddaughter's got headphones on to protect the ears and all that.
Really important.
And, you know, they've just come to experience it and kind of take it in, like this new art that they've not really had a chance to really discover.
So you should see this, right? When you look at the photos, what was it called? The Free Fest, right?
Yeah.
So they have Free Fest in the Garden of the Minories, right? And they've got a stage in the Minories that looks like something like where Shakespeare would have had a play or something. It's like a folly.
Sick, yeah.
It's like this folly with like painting on the background. It looks like the last place you'd expect like a MC to be on stage.
Yeah.
But it worked, right?
Yeah. I mean, like Free Fest was another one that I pitched to Emma. So the whole idea of it is we had like daytime activities. So we had like a graffiti artist in, and we had a breakdance coach in.
Yes.
So people from the community could come in with their kids, get their spray out. Like he was using stencils and, you know, he had little masks and everything. So the kids can kind of just enjoy painting in a very completely different way to the one that they know or are taught at school.
Yeah.
And then we had my boy Isaac teaching breakdancing. Isaac is like a local legend. Everybody knows.
Is he Colchester?
He's Colchester.
What's his breakdance name?
Breaking Isaac.
Breaking Isaac.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to look him up.
Yeah, he's sick, man. Like he works with a lot of youth in Colchester as well.
Is he a youth himself, or is he an adult?
He's an adult. Yeah, he's an adult. Yeah, and he also works as like a gymnastics coach as well.
Oh, wow.
Which is where I first met him. Before I got into the art scene, taking my daughter to gymnastics.
Yeah,
that's how I first met him.
Do you know what? As well, you got to be pretty good because you can't call yourself Breaking Isaac. You can't just start out and be like, "My name's Breaking Isaac." You got to know how to break to be called Breaking Isaac.
No, it's not running. I love it.
I love it.
So yeah, we had this. We had a really good amount of people come in just to see what the whole street art, because that's how we promoted it. Street art, come and have a look. So, you know, they done their paintings, they done the breakdancing, and then like from 4 p.m. we had like a music stage. And kind of I got the help of 2 of the local guys that we've had on lineups to help curate the lineup. Yeah. So there's people that are coming from their kind of the music that they like. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Plus kind of my input as well. And we had a really, really cool evening, man. It was really cool.
Yeah, I saw you got the that artist Felk in, right? It's called
Felk.
It's called Felk. And I've seen videos of him, right? I love his style, but he's getting pretty big crowds in Colchester. Is he only 17 or 18?
He's like just turned 18. Yeah. He, in fact, like when we first started Out of the Roads, him and his brother were one of the first 2 to get in touch. And
really?
And when I said artists from the local scene to help curate the lineup, Felk was one of them.
Amazing. And so like you've mentored him a little bit through learning like to MC and stuff.
Yeah. Well, not so much. I mean, he was already rapping when we met him. He could already come and do a stage show. What I have helped him with is we helped him put on his own night. So kind of finding out about promotion, the do's, the don'ts, this kind of thing.
It's so difficult when you're young as well because venues don't take you so seriously.
Yeah.
I've got to say, like Anthony Roberts at Colchester Arts Centre, absolute legend. Because when I was 16, you know, you go to him and say, "Can we put on an indie gig?" And he would take you seriously, and he'd be like, "Yeah, we can. Let's help you do it."
And you need promoters like that. You need like people like Emma who is open minded. You need people that's not going to go, "Oh, well, that's not like cheesy pop, so." We won't get the people in, so we're not going to have it. And I think in Colchester especially that the clubs are being a lot more open-minded at the minute, and people like Felk are getting bookings in Colchester, and this just in, folks. He also is doing his first London show.
Oh, sick. Where's he playing London?
I think it's Old Street somewhere. Like, but it's his own night. CTC and Friends is his brand.
Was it?
CTC and Friends.
CTC. What does CTC stand for?
I don't know, but
Colchester's the capital.
But it's him and his brother, and you know they're going off on their own and spreading their wings and doing their own promotion. I couldn't be happier for them, man. Like good
That's
luck
so good.
Good luck to you boys.
Colchester, because it's funny, like, because I'm like used to be in like indie bands and stuff like that in Colchester, and I've come up through like a bit of rave and stuff as well. But Colchester didn't like traditionally have too much like on the MCing front, right?
Yeah,
I think we had Dream McLean, or something, and I can't really think of any other hip hop stars that have come through.
Yeah,
because it was Colchester.
Yeah, what? Like Chelmsford's got any MCs?
No, look. Let's be fair, right? You're speaking to the community development worker whose DNA is on Afik UK, who's all the way up there in Colchester with the Bangladeshi group. Everybody, I'm going to start busting names. He's going to know. Like our Julia, who comes here to do a little bit of dance for us. Not because we don't have locals. It's just that our local dancers just had a baby, so we pull in our Colchester colleagues.
Hey, we got Sub Breezy, I suppose, as well.
Right, so
we got subs.
We've got, there's a young lady here. They've made music, but what I'm loving about Colchester, every time I went up there, our groups struggled. Yeah, someone like Vibba, Rice and Spice Festival. It's really big now, but she's had that on her radar for 20 years. It's only got big now because you guys, there's more population. Yeah. People are now getting these little spots, and that's only happened because people like Emma at the Minories are open. First Sight is amazing. Now, we went and did a podcast last week over at First Sight. We got invited a couple of weeks ago. I heard the Minories. Now, I saw 2 black guys come in. I was outside, and they had like a boombox, but pure bashment. So I'm a bashment girl. So I'm listening to this in the middle of Colchester. I'm like, shut the front door. Where do these brothers come from?
I'll tell you what, that wouldn't have happened 40 years ago.
It wouldn't have happened 20 years ago, right? So I'm watching these brothers and I'm trying to clock where they're going. And I see them go into the Minories. And then I see a whole heap of music come out, and the soul music, the jazz music. And I thought, oh my God, why haven't we got this spot here when actually this was first a city? And we've got people here, but they've not had the opportunity. What I'm loving about that end is that actually this is a lot to do with your groups that have previously been there for donkey's years, who have worked very hard. That didn't just come about. Somebody taught those people how to set up charities and businesses.
Someone not too far away.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
Sangita is pointing at herself here. She's claiming the crown because, as we said,
the hard work was there.
No, but as we've said before, you know, like creativity is in like facilitating creativity as well.
Absolutely.
And also,
so I'm loving to hear this.
And also being community leaders as well. And I think it's really important to see that positivity and the opportunity for people to do it. And I think that's amazing what you're doing, getting the young kids in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is where I know I'm just so blessed and lucky. This morning, I met the youth offending team. They've got a group of young people that need a rap mentor and a rap teacher. So
and the
now,
universe has answered.
Look who's coming to the studio this evening. And all I can see is tick, tick. Owen's coming to Chelmsford.
Come on, let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But you know what? Like, Owen's got to come back because I actually want one of these T-shirts because the logo is so wicked.
Yeah. That's my own.
Has it got back print as well?
Yeah.
Oh, this is amazing.
Come on, give us a spin. I want to see. It's got this smiley face with like graffiti drips on.
Look at that.
Art of the roads.
I love
that's
it.
so cool, man.
Absolutely.
What a wicked brand. But I think that's really important. Like, you know, if you're young as well and you see like this brand and you want to be like part of it and you're like, what's that about? I mean, I was intrigued. I heard Art of the Roads and I wanted to know what it was about instantly anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally kind of, you know,
I love that.
everybody talks about, it's all about the roads, innit? It's the roads. The road, man.
So let's put some art on the road.
And then, like, you know, we're in an art gallery, so, you know, you kind of put the two things together and it's
attention, right?
Yeah, it gives it kind of slightly changes the context of the roads element.
Can I
love
just
that.
because we have all sorts of listeners, right? What is like roads or what is a roadman anyway? Like, how do you describe that? I know it sounds funny saying it.
Go on, Owen. You want to do this one?
So basically, a roadman is somebody who is out and about doing things they shouldn't.
Nefarious activities.
That is the kind of rough definition. But the way I see it, if you flip that, is, you know, out of struggle comes art.
Yeah.
And out of, you know, a lot of these guys that, you know, they think this is the only way they're going to make their money or whatever. A lot of them are gifted rappers. What is rapping really? Poetry.
Yeah.
You know, people that can make beats. All of that stuff comes from the roads.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What I love, you know, like when you look at grime, right?
Yeah.
That was like punk, right? That was like punk for hip hop because
100%.
Because there was no one needed a record deal or anything. Like music had just come out on the PlayStation, so people could make their beats. And then they could record as well. So basically, suddenly the facilities to make a tune.
That's right.
I mean, you don't need to go in the studio. It's right there.
Yeah, the grime guys, what I found with like grime production is they don't have the same sensibilities as like a hip hop or a rap producer. They're not all about kind of, oh well, you know, you've got to get a bass guy in to play the bass and all that. They're like, okay, so I've got this program and I've got these samples and I'm going to make a beat out of it and then I'm going to spit over it and that's the tune done.
And that was amazing. I mean, I remember when Fruity Loops came out and that was like the free software, so like anyone could make the music. And so many of these grime classics, they're not made on Ableton, they're not made on Logic, they're all made on Fruity Loops.
No, I remember when I was growing up, back in the Bronze Age, right, when I was growing up, like getting into music and production and all that, Fruity Loops was a joke, bro. Like, if you use Fruity Loops, you are not serious. Do you get me? And like now, like where I've been lucky enough to kind of travel doing DJing, I remember being on a train on the way to Belgium, talking to this producer who makes the most amazing music, and we're just kind of talking tech stuff as you do. And I was like, oh, yeah, you know, I use Studio One and this, that, and the other. He goes, oh, well, I use Fruity Loops. I'm like, what?
Get off the train.
What? And then, like, you know, he opens up his laptop and he goes, oh, this is something I'm working on. And I'm just like, what the hell?
This is what I think, like, limitations give you creativity.
For real, man. Yeah, for real. And I think, like, Fruity Loops have obviously seen that kind of, more people are using their software. So they're kind of, you know, making it much more intuitive for somebody who doesn't really know too much about production.
Is it still free? Because I mean, everything was always free when I was doing production because I remember like you get a CD and it'd be like Fruity Loops, Cubase, and all this stuff, and I'd be like, I'm not using Fruity Loops.
Exactly. I was like,
the name for a start.
I was like Cubase or nothing, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Everybody had a hierarchy in that world,
Big
right?
time.
Yeah, definitely. But now, like, loads of people using Fruity Loops. It's not free these days, by the way. It's like a subscription model. Like,
Listen, I did a subscription for my young people when we started this podcast over there. They started taking out this 20 quid every month and I couldn't stop it for ages. But it was one of these kind of things.
I mean, they're the real road men now, like these companies, honestly. Adobe. Someone was saying like, back in the day, you buy Adobe Photoshop for like 200 quid or something. Now you're going to be paying 7,200 quid over 10 years for Photoshop.
Yeah.
Roadman.
Yeah.
Adobe Roadman.
Yeah. But like, I think also like the subscription model has kind of stopped. I know they did it to kind of stop the whole piracy thing, do you know what I mean? But it has stopped that. And like, as someone who may have had the odd pirate copy, that kind of, it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't and it crashes and this, that and the other. It does make like having a proper legitimate copy of the software that you use, like up to date every time they release a new version for paying a small amount a month. Like for me, that makes it affordable. So
but for young kids that come in through, like what we this next genre we don't even know about because we're too old. And irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
What are they building on? Because you need free stuff, right? You need free stuff that people can work on.
Yeah, there's always like a free version of. There's always a new software coming along that we will never have heard of, and some kid
would have heard of it.
Heard of it, and he's making amazing beats on it. But I do think the subscription model is a really good thing that helps people get into production and at an affordable price. Yes,
and change change your email. Just change your email address. You can make unlimited.
Giving away the secrets.
You can make unlimited Gmail addresses. You can get a VPN. Come on, everyone. We know how it works. This is creativity. Like it's technological creativity.
Yeah. I do love the fact that everything seems a lot more accessible now.
Yeah.
Back in the day, again, Bronze Age.
Yeah.
When I was at school, I was lucky enough to have one of the first schools in London to have like a recording studio built in.
Yes.
And those kind of recording studios are back then they were really, really expensive.
Yeah. See, I used to be in a hip hop band, right? I know it's hard to believe. Like as my friend Jim said, that was the bass player. I haven't always been a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
I was in this hip hop band, and we won the Battle of the Bands in Reading, and the prize was to go in a studio and record a song.
Yeah.
And literally, we recorded on this big fat tape, like it was proper 8-track. Like there's no there's no digital stuff, and it was so crazy expensive. And then afterwards, come out and you're like, oh, I want to change that. You can't. The desk's been zeroed, right? When they put everything back, so it's mad that was that then. If it'd been now, I would have recorded it in my bedroom, and it would sound better.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. Like evolution. You can be a purist as much as you want. You can be as retro as you want.
Yeah.
But like the way it is now, anybody with a laptop can start making tunes.
Yes.
If you've got an interest, it's something that you think you might be good at, you can try.
Yeah.
You might not like it, but there's the ability to not have to go to like a studio where you got to pay 50 grand a flipping hour.
And you can drop it straight away. Like this is what's wicked as well. For instant feedback, you can put your song out.
Yeah.
People can hear it instantly, right?
100%.
Distribution's go. So back in the day.
Yeah.
We went in the studio, recorded on tape reel to reel. Then you had to go and get tapes made.
Yeah.
And then you got to send someone the tape for them to listen to it.
Yeah.
That's mad. That was months.
Yeah.
And expensive as well.
Or you make your, if we kind of get away from the full recording studio, and you got a mate that's got an Atari with Cubase on it, and he's got a little setup at home, and then you're recording onto DAT. For those who don't know, digital audio tape, and then you're taking your DAT down to the dub plate store. Normally Music House or Transmission was the one that I used to go to, and then you're getting your tune cut onto acetate, and then you got about five, 6 plays of that before it's crackling all over the
Yeah,
gap.
so you're not even going to test it. The first time you play it's going to be on a sound system with a crowd.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I suppose you're going to put on, when you get home, you're going to have a little listen. But yeah, you know, you only get a few plays out of that. But now you can just like make your tune. If you wanted to, you could start a tune in the morning. By the afternoon, you could either send it off to get mastered somewhere, or you could, I don't know, AI master it or something like that. And then you got it on a USB, and then you're ready to play it at a gig in the evening. And I just think that's amazing. It's awesome, man.
I just love how fast the world can move now. And like you're saying, you're on the train to Belgium with a guy with a laptop with Fruity Loops.
Yeah,
you can make a tune on the train
On the train.
and drop it that night. Yeah,
plenty of people do. A lot of people, like, especially, you know, if you're long haul. I never really got to that stage of DJing where you're going, I don't know, Australia or whatever.
Yeah.
But you could make a tune like when you take off in London. You could start your tune, finish it halfway through. You could master it on the laptop whilst you're on the plane and play it, your first tune, when you
once you land.
Once you land.
Get the pilots to do a guest spot.
It's so creative.
I was talking to one of the guys from Rat Boy the other day, like from Chelmsford.
Yeah.
And they got 2 amazing songs on the Cyberpunk soundtrack, right? And he said one of them, they were in a motel in America or something, and it was 2 a.m. And like Jordan, who's the MC and the producer, you know, the genius behind it, he just had this thing burning in him. And he was just like, I've got to put it down now. And he's rapping into the laptop mic.
Yeah.
And they did it. And then they went to recreate it in the studio. Never had the same energy. So they're just like, let's just use the one off the laptop mic that we recorded in a motel.
I'll tell you a story that kind of ties into the whole Art of the Roads thing. When we first started doing events, obviously we had like a lot of people get in touch because they wanted to do shows. There was a guy that got in touch, came to do a show. His name is Jim, Jim, a rapper from Clacton.
Jim!
Spot on. He's a rapper from Clacton, young rapper from Clacton, I think, you know, early 20s, something like that. But I listened to him because I do all the DJing. So I was on stage listening to all these rappers, and he stood out because he was a little bit, he just had that kind of
edge.
Yeah, you know, like the streets.
Yeah.
But from Clacton.
Nice.
He's kind of got that kind of flow. It's not quite spitting grime, but it's not rap, but it's his own unique style.
Man, Clacton's got his own culture as well. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
100%. So I got in touch with him after the show, and I said, "Yo, I really like your style, man. What do you want to make? Let's make a tune." Do you know what I mean? So he sent me an instrumental of a track that I think he'd ripped off YouTube or something. Yeah. So I'd done something kind of around that idea, made the beat, sent it to him. He recorded his vocal on a phone in his garage.
Yes.
Love it.
Right? And the vocals sounded crisp, mate. They sounded amazing. And like, you know, not much needed to be done to that vocal for it to sound amazing. And like, you know, since then we put the tune out. You can go buy it right now on Spotify.
Yeah,
it's Jim Freestyle,
That's
Project Lando doing the beats.
Yeah.
And you know, I just love that kind of DIY
and that immediacy of it, and that is punk again.
Yeah, man.
Everything's punk. You know, it's like we don't need record labels anymore. We don't need that distribution.
We don't. That's why
do it in your shed.
That's why the record labels are getting a bit twitchy, because everybody's doing it themselves.
That's why they're charging 150 quid for a ticket.
Nobody trusts them anymore. Do you know what I mean? So
that's right.
Yeah, man.
Rewind.
Selector.
Let's talk about Project Lando. Right? Okay. What's your background like? How did you learn music? Like, what have you been doing?
Okay. So my first kind of introduction. I've always loved music from when I was a kid. I've always loved tunes and music, and lots of music in my house. Dad used to love bit of reggae, bit of calypso.
Where was this? Where's the house?
In West London. West London. Okay. And weirdly, country and western, he's like that too. But that wasn't.
Go on, Dad.
That wasn't for me. Yeah, kind of always listening to music.
Mate, you can't avoid this stuff. Anything you're exposed to, it's osmosis, right? You've got country and western in you now.
It's in the blood, yeah.
It's in the blood.
You're going to go Post Malone on your next stuff.
You never know. You never know. People, where did you get that sample from? Don't worry about that, bro.
Yeah, Kenny Rogers.
Don't worry about that. I started off at school playing the cello, funnily enough. I know, mad.
Wow.
And then kind of, you get a bit older and you see that cello's not that cool. So I moved on to drums. And I played,
drums is much cooler.
Yeah, drums is much cooler. So I played drums for 4 or 5 years at school, and then I found out about that this is a hip hop was starting to come around, and you see the rappers, and I'm more curious. I'm like, who's that guy at the back? Kind of, well, he's spinning records. Let's see.
Yeah,
that looks really interesting.
And we talk about US rap, or we talk about the UK rap stuff.
You say rap, US rap,
yeah,
US rap at that time, and I was kind of more interested with what the DJ was doing than the rappers.
Yeah, so who were you seeing at the time? Who were the people inspiring you?
People like Public Enemy, like Run DMC,
Terminator X.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, all of that. EPMD.
Yeah,
all those kind of old, kind of 80s, 90s, early hip hop guys I used to listen to, and they all had like a DJ, and the DJ was normally doing a bit of scratching, but also responsible for the beats.
Yeah. And also a lot of hype MCing as well, right? Like when you watch the DJs live.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Just pull over the mic occasionally, shout something.
I mean, I think the MCs might get a little bit annoyed at that if you do that these days, but it is what it is. So really interested in the whole DJing side of things, and then weirdly enough, the youth centre that was connected to my school bought a pair of decks, pair of Technics, and so immediately I'm like, well, I've got to have a go on those.
What records did you have to put on?
Well, I used to nick my brother's records. Pick up my brother Herb. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
So like he was a big music collector as well. So a lot of influence from him, kind of music wise. So I would go down to the youth centre with his records whilst he was at work.
Yeah.
And I'd play like very early hip hop and very early kind of hardcore, kind of jungly, kind of Rebel MC kind of vibes.
Amazing, big up Rebel MC.
Yeah, man. That's the
Congo Natty, man.
Oh, come on, bro. Come on, man. Yeah. I mean, these are the guys that kind of formed my interest into, because it was so.
By the way, I knew
different.
every word to Street Tough when I was a kid. Yeah.
So there's no point in
You can test me later.
Yeah. So though, like, Prodigy, like Charlie says, all of those tunes kind of formed my interest into, from kind of hip hop to kind of more ravey kind of stuff, which led me to jungle.
So Ray Keith and the Prodigy are pulling you over towards Essex already?
100%, man. Like, all of those early rave tunes just like really took my ear. Do you know what I mean? And then like, before I knew it, I was starting buying less hip hop and more kind of early hardcore, early jungle, and then like with the DJing at the youth centre, sharpening my skills there, I was able to kind of go and say, okay, well, I'm a DJ, I can play at this party, or I just turn up with some records, or
were you
whatever.
Project Lando back then as well?
No, I wasn't Project Lando back then. I was Reckless back then.
Yeah,
that was my old DJ name. A fun fact, taken from the breakdance films back in the day.
Yeah.
There was my brother, influenced by my brother again, blah, 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 big Herbie. He had the soundtrack to breakdance, and one of the tracks was called Reckless.
Yeah.
And I used to play it on repeat over and over and over again. And I just loved the name. Kind of sounded a little bit dangerous.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, it's kind of.
But we're talking about the 4 pillars of hip hop here as well. Reckless looks good written down as well, right?
Yeah.
That makes a good tag or something.
100%. And then like you kind of take the name through life a bit, and then you realise, there's about 10,000 Recklesses all around the world.
And Reckless Records as well.
Reckless Records, So like, I was RECKLESS, and so I took the C off. and then the two S's became $2.
Yeah.
So
I'll get you so money.
Yeah, I was rolling like that for a while. Yeah.
Wicked.
So yeah, a lot of my early jungle drum and bass DJing life was with the Reckless name.
Yeah. And what sort of parties were you going out to do?
A lot of house parties, just to kind of hone the skills, like playing early sets. Like I remember there was a bar in Covent Garden where they would play like hip hop, R&B, early kind of hardcore jungle, and there was this DJ there who I got to know, and like I was just constantly saying, when you gonna let me have a go? You know, I'm a DJ as well, you know, you're not the only DJ around there. You know I can DJ as well. Like, come on, bro. And then like, you know, finally he said, oh God, next week bring your records.
Yeah.
So I would get like early sets, like, you know, obviously he didn't want me to take the limelight because I was obviously much better than him. But I was getting early sets at like little bars, little nightclubs that I used to go to, where you just kind of get to know management and you just say, I'd really like to start spinning some tunes.
How did that evolve? Like, did you start getting noticed and getting like bigger shows and stuff?
Do you know what it was kind of more with the people that I was hanging around with at that time. Like a couple MCs started to become really good MCs, so that then led to there's this radio station, so the whole pirate radio station.
Yeah. Which one?
Which one didn't I play on? There was like
what was West London though?
There was one called Rude Awakening that I used to play on. I mean, I can't remember proper names off the top of my head.
That is the best jungle drum and bass radio station name.
Rude Awakening. Yeah. I mean, they were all over the place, and some lasted longer than others. Like they were in like the most random places as well.
Yeah,
like,
this is proper people just do nothing, right? Like
I remember having to like going into a house, and then like, you know, there'd be someone asleep on the sofa in that corner, and then you got to go through this little gate. You got to get through the gate quickly because the dude who's sleeping, you don't want to wake up his dog, because if his dog wakes up, you're gonna be for it. So then, like, you close the gate behind you, then you run up the stairs, and you get into the studio, and then you get to play your set. Do you know what I mean? So like all these experiences kind of led up to me getting more into the production side of things. I was always kind of making tunes anyway. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, honed your DJ skills. Well, I think this is really important. So you've honed your DJ skills, right?
Go for it,
You know what's going to get people moving. You know what's going to be good for MC to spit on as well.
Yeah,
and then you're just like, well, I'm going to start making my own stuff now.
Yeah,
and were your shoulders getting tired carrying all that vinyl around?
Maybe. Do you know what?
I think you got massive shoulders, so you can tell a DJ.
You know what? It's funny. Like when I do the DJ coaching classes, got like a little media video which kind of gives them a little bit of a history of, you know, how we got from, you know, the Technics to the little tiny USBs that we carry around now. And I also bring in like a box of vinyl.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these kids are like, what the hell is
that?
Just to give them a bit of a history lesson. So sorry, where were we going?
Hang on, well, here we go. Welcome to ADHD Hour. We're going to early days of production. Like, you know, how do you start? How do you get into that? And you know, how do you find places for your tunes to go to as well?
Yeah, so early production. I remember I told you about the recording studio at my school. You know, they had like drum machines and all the rest of it. So early production, I would just make my beat on the drum machine, because obviously I used to play drums, so I was kind of a little bit ahead, so I could play the drums. So I'd make my beat on the drum machine, and then like make a bass line, little melody, just kind of learning how the different elements of production and how to make a full kind of song with all its elements.
You're talking about hip hop or drum and bass or jungle?
Hip hop at that time, and then as I got into more of the drum and bass side of things, there was a local DJ who I knew he made tunes. He had the Atari in his attic and all that. So I said to him, bro, like I'd really love to come and just make some tunes. And we started making tunes, made a couple of tracks with him. And then, you know, once I was making tunes with that guy, then I kind of want to see how I can make tunes myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Were you getting a chance to play them out as well?
Not necessarily play them out. It was more showing other people, oh, what do you think of this? Oh, what do you think of that? And, you know, I was definitely one for, you know, watching movies and kind of, you know, the Bruce Lee samples and all that kind of thing. So, yeah, put that in there and I'll be like, yeah, listen to the sample, listen to the sample. So I wasn't playing tunes out at that point. It was just kind of learning the ropes and just getting feedback from people that were around me, just letting me know, like, okay, it's all right. It sounds a bit low. Like, you need to get I can't really hear the drums, bruv. So that kind of makes you, when you go back into the studio, you remember all these things and you try and make it better and better and better and better.
You've put in your hours.
Yeah, I really have. And then like the whole DJing thing, you know, I was doing a lot more of that. So the production took a bit of a sidestep. And then later on in life, DJing kind of slowed down a little bit, trying to find another way into the music.
Yeah.
So started making music again with a lot of the knowledge that I'd got from years back. I'd done a bit of a production course at a college in Wandsworth, so I had a bit of technical knowledge there as well. And once I decided to go back into production, like a little bit later in life, I wanted to kind of rebrand myself.
Yeah.
This is a new producer that's got skills from way back. So people think, well, I've just heard of him. How has he got all these? How's his tune sounding so great?
And you're channeling the power of Carl Weathers.
All of that.
Yeah,
and
bro. Is this when Project Lando was born?
Yeah. Oh. Hello, what have we here? Bro.
That was too close.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, man. So, like, obviously, I'm like, you know, lifelong Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
So that was the direction I went in when I thought I was gonna rebrand. And I got
listeners, sorry, I should just have a little aside here. Lando is Lando Calrissian from Bespin in Empire Strikes Back, the guy that's in charge of Cloud City. The absolute smoothest man alive with his little blue cape.
The Don.
Yeah, apart from he does sell out. He sells out Han Solo.
Yeah, he does.
But we forgive him.
Yeah, well, we just because you can rock a cape, bro.
He's got a cape.
Not many people can get away with that, and you are rocking that cape, my guy.
Peak 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, when I decided for the rebrand, I sent some. I noticed when you were talking earlier, talking about BBC Essex.
Yeah.
And I sent some of my early stuff into BBC Essex introducing, and they loved it.
Wicked.
They loved it.
That must have been such a buzz to hear it played on the radio.
And it was crazy because you got to remember, I'm a lot. The DJing slowed down.
Yeah.
Still doing it, but it slowed down.
And you're living in Essex now.
And I'm living in Essex now.
That's right. Yeah.
And you know, it's all good when you listen back to it yourself. You're like, yeah, that's a banger still. And then like, you know, you play it to your friend. Your friend says, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
But there's nothing better than when somebody you don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're just listening to it on the strength of what it is.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're going to play this on.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Sandgator? It's mad as well because when you have your track played on the radio, right? Owen's going to know this, right?
Yeah.
All the radio stations, they've got like compressors and condensers and all this mad stuff they put it through before it gets broadcast.
Yeah.
And like the song you thought sounded brilliant sounds twice as good when it comes through the radio because like this magic they've got.
So it's a bit like kind of photoshopping your songs, right?
Yeah, it is. It's weird. It just gives it a little bit of a polish. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, I was blessed enough at the time, like, you know, when they play one, you're like, right, I'm going to make another one.
Yeah.
And they just kept playing them and kept playing them and kept playing them. So I've kind of, and I used that kind of Project Lando name. So that's where, okay, well, I've got to run with it now. Do you know what I mean? So
It's funny. And that was Project Lando with that was too close.
all of that, and then like even like recently they played one of my tracks recently after not playing anything for ages. Like it's got to be about 2 or 3 weeks ago. They played my track, "Son of a Beach."
Hey, but this is so cool because now, you know, back to you being like a community leader and like running Art of the Roads. Like, you know, you've got the chops. Like, it's not just, you're not just like anyone that's just set this thing up. You've like DJ, produced, you've got stuff.
Done your stuff.
You're currently relevant as well as having the old school grounding.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, I've been around doing in kind of, I say music hustling. I've been in that kind of world for, you know, many, many years. And I feel like I've got a lot to offer.
Yeah.
Both from what I do in the studio and mentoring wise to the young ones that are coming up, because I know how hard it is when you send your demo in to somebody and you're just waiting to hear back from them and you don't hear nothing, and you know it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. So
getting aired is the worst, because like if you get a no, that's fine, but getting aired is
just nothing.
You're like did the email go through? Did it go in spam or something? Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it did. They looked at it. They're just not interested.
Yeah.
But it's tough, and when you think like these people get so many tunes a day, as well,
100%. Yeah. So you know, I've always wanted to give. You know, don't get me wrong. Like if you're not great, you're not great. Do you know what I mean? But if I think your tune bangs and I think you can spit or you can DJ, I will give you an opportunity if I've got that at my disposal. I'm just very fortunate.
You're like hip hop Simon Cowell.
We should bring Georgie on here.
So we got Art of the Road, hip hop Simon Cowell from Colchester. He's set up just behind the Golden Banana in the Minories.
Got my trousers up here.
His trousers pulled right up.
Just without the money.
But I think that's what, you know. I think that's wicked though. But you know, imagine like someone like Jim. You know, he might be the next superstar, and he could have just been making things. But it takes someone to notice someone. Yeah. You know, they used to call it like back in the day, it'd be like a Svengali, right? You know, it's like someone who could, you know, like will take a band and polish them up a bit, and push them to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like there are too many gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Too many gatekeepers in music. And I think, and I've said this to people before, and I said it just a minute ago. If your tune bangs, I'll do my best to get that tune out there, whether it's getting you a show or putting it on my label like I did with Jim or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I just think like, especially when you're making your way up, you need to have these shows or have that record release just to build your confidence to go in again and try and make another tune and try and polish it and make it better and create more.
And to be honest, you know, like with live shows, like no matter how good you are, everyone is pretty much rubbish for the first about like 20 shows, right?
Yeah.
Because it takes a while to get used to working with a crowd, to being on stage, you know, even talking in between songs and stuff and performing.
Yeah.
No one is born with it, right?
Yeah.
And the problem now is a lot of people don't get the opportunity to go and do the small gigs.
Yeah.
Right? Which is wicked in Minories. If you're putting on a mixed bill, and you're letting people that have never done a show before come up and spit in front of people.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of the first shows, you know, we build it as like an open mic kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you know, we noticed that even though it was open mic, we were getting some pretty experienced people down that were really good, and we thought we should retain them because you know, bring them back to have another show and another show and another show. And
because there is something about natural skills, right?
Yeah, for 100%.
So we've got a young man here. His name's Georgie, street name Subliminal, and he is a legend. I'll show you one of his videos. We were walking through town once, and there was this duo. They're called the Boys Club. So they've invented like a bar, but it rattles out music. So you touch the drink bottle lid and a banger comes out. Yeah. And you touch the thing that looks like a cocktail glass and the music come out. Oh, wow. So me and the boys,
I love that.
Yeah, so me and the boys were walking through town. There was a show here. Anyway, they put this music on, and one of my young ones, we knew it had to be him.
Yeah.
So then he just started just banging out these lyrics.
What, they had a mic there? They had a mic on the street.
Yeah. They had the mic there. They went, "Oh, go on then." Thinking, George, like George couldn't do that, mate. Yeah. He's a legend for us here in Chelmsford, and everything was perfect. Yeah. The way he did it, and I'll show you that. I really hold that close to my heart. But what was great is the other rappers that are around Subliminal. They had the confidence. They picked up the mic.
Oh, nice.
And even as Azzy, one of the new ones, he was like, I'm a first-time rapper and I know a lot of dapper. And I'm like, oh my God, this is just so brilliant. Rap isn't my thing. Yeah. But when I hear the lyrics, especially of our young people writing their lyrics, I run at like a youth venue and I watch them and I watch them perform when we're having events. It's the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's their story.
Yeah.
And someone like me who's very old school, I'm not into really rap. That wasn't my thing growing up. But when I hear their music and I hear their lyrics, and I absolutely think, wow, is that real? Is that your life? And
that's what I think, with these stripped back beats and with these limited ways of making beats, it is all about your stories and what you've got to say for yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's, I do try and encourage a lot of the young people that come through the doors that are spitting bars and all the rest of it, like try and steer away from profanity too much because I think it's a cheap thrill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I think if you're creative in that way, use your pen game, bro.
Yeah.
Use your pen game to give the shock factor.
Yes.
You don't need the effing and blinding. I'm not a big fan of the N word in rap. I don't really play those games. Do you know what I mean? I try to. An artist is an artist. Like they're not a lot of the time like I know what I'm doing. But all you can do is try and pass on a bit of knowledge and just kind of say like, you don't need to say that word. You don't really need to say that word. Yeah. You're an artist. Use your art to make it better.
When they did the Best of Death Row at the Super Bowl. Right? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they changed all the to the one and only. So it's like da 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 da. It's the one and only.
Yeah.
And it's like, hang on, all the tunes are still just as good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And actually, when people say when they do a radio edit, it makes them think harder.
Yeah.
Yes.
To replace the swearing, and it makes them more creative as well.
Yeah, I just think like you can influence the next generation of artists, rappers, MCs to kind of tell their story in a way that's a lot more eloquent and less cheap.
When we're teaching young people, yes, you can come into the studio, you can say what you like, because guess what? These are your four walls. If I'm going to give you a slot on a stage in town, you can't swear, because guess what? Sangeeta's going to get arrested for a public disorder offence. Yeah. However, if I've hired out Highlands Park and people have bought a £40 ticket, say what you like. Because once again, you're in. So it's teaching them. Yeah, but you know what? There's a time and there's a place. And actually the challenge now is make that tune into a tune that you can go now spit out in the middle of town where everybody will understand. That's the challenge. And I feel really blessed that I think some of these kids, they do, because they want that opportunity. Yeah. So a lot of the times I do get young people that go, it's all right, Sangeeta, I'm going to fix it. Just give me that spot there.
Do
you know what though?
They listen.
Some people just have to go full road man because it's their personality.
Mate, I'll go road girl. I'll go road girl.
But you can't hold them back, right? If that's their personality.
I get it. And I think for some people that is just the way it is, and that's their art, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, for instance, there was an opportunity for us to go to a radio station in Grays in Essex, radio station called Thames Delta. Big up man like Dorian, big up Claire. And what they were told when they went to the radio station is you're not allowed to swear on the airwaves. You've got to kind of just try not to swear. And right at the beginning, it was hard for them because they just wanted to go and spit how they spit. But as the show went on, you could see how they're adapting their lyrics in their heads and they're just not doing it anymore.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Which shows that it's possible.
Yes.
Like, don't get me wrong. there's some gangster rap tunes that are just
that you just have to have it in.
They're just dirty tunes, and I love that. Do you know what I mean? But that doesn't have to be all it is. Like, there's definitely room to tell a more positive message. Because you're talking to somebody is listening to you. So there is a chance where you can tell a more positive message. Or if your message is one of your own life that is negative and you're expressing it through your art, you can still bring the message of this is how I was living. It's not how I'm living now. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's a message that's worthwhile. It's worthwhile having that conversation. Yes, they might just go off and do whatever they're doing anyway. And yes, they may succeed anyway. And yes, their tunes might bang.
And they're gonna be like, forget you, Lando. You sold out Han Solo.
Yeah. Them ones, Leia's not happy with you, bro. Like, why am I gonna? R2D2 is not happy with you either.
And you had C-3PO have a leg off as well.
You get me? So
we are not happy.
What are you even talking about, bro?
You know, if someone wants to get into, you know, like hip hop or drum and bass or jungle or anything that, you know, like garage MCing, whatever, like anything that falls under your roads. Stuff under your road. Anything that's in your cul-de-sac of music. You know, what's your advice for people like starting out? Like how would you get into it? And even, you know, we might even be talking to like 40-year-olds who've just got like, do you know what? I want to be an MC.
Yeah, I say this as well. Like, I know like we work with a lot of young people, but I'm not restricting it to young people. If there's a 40 or 50-year-old guy that hands me a tune and it bangs.
Come on, the Northern Boys. You all know what number 3 is, don't you? The Northern Boys song. I'll tell you later.
Sure.
It's too. It's not safe for podcast.
But the advice I would give is experiment, do it every day. Sharpen your toolbox. Just keep going back to it. If you make a mistake, go again. We have this wonderful thing these days that we didn't have back in my day called YouTube. And there is a tutorial on there for everything. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like an expensive production course that you need to go on. Just get yourself a cheap laptop. Get yourself a cheap version of a software and away you go. If you're a rapper, same again, YouTube, lots of beats on there, royalty-free beats. Just listen to the beats and just write.
So you can get a royalty-free beat and just spit over it and then put it up on YouTube. Because lots of people do that, right?
Yeah. You can do like, look in the description though, because if that's not royalty-free, somebody's coming for some money. But just as a free resource, like you don't have to release the track. You can just have the track on in the background whilst you write. I mean, just hone your craft.
I was telling someone the other day, because I used to like be friends with like the freestyle MCs from like the Jump Off and stuff like that. And they used to get the phone book and they would just go through the phone book, like just seeing how long they could freestyle for. Just they turn the page and just point at something, and just include it. And it was like mad. It was like being at like MC boot camp. That they would do it for hours to each other.
One of the rappers in the youth centre that I used to go to, where I learned how to DJ. He used to call himself the fastest rapper in the West.
Daddy Freddy?
No, it wasn't Daddy Freddy. But what he used to do is he would start the drum machine off. And it'd start off at like a 90 BPM. And he'd just keep pressing it, and just trying to keep up, and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. So like, you know, when I say like, you know, hone your craft, repeat until you're ready, and then you can start, you know, sending it out to people, see what they think, and feedback is a good criticism is not a bad thing.
You just unlocked a core memory for me now. I just remembered JC001. Can you remember him? He used to be on TV, like JC000, and he was like, I'm the fastest rapper in the world. JC000 goes so fast that you couldn't hear what he was saying.
But he was just saying 00. And
then everyone on TV would be like, JC001, where are you? I'm going to look him up later.
Why not, man? See where he is. Invite him down.
Yeah, it'd be a quick podcast, like 9-second podcast. I imagine he probably. Yeah, I reckon that's why they used to do those Micro Machines adverts that were like Micro Machines, really quick. Anyway,
It should be one of those, the American auctioneers.
oh yeah, the cattle auctions. Yeah. Well, they sound a bit like drum and bass MCs. Anyway, don't
They do. I've seen that on TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very
Love
funny.
it.
It's mad, like we've got such a strong scene in Essex where, obviously we've got Ray Keith, like the absolute godfather of jungle. We've got Prodigy. I can't say Prodigy, but Prodigy. But, when you look at like we've got Oscars on Clacton Pier, used to be there in the day in the barn and stuff like that.
I played there before.
Do you know, I went to the Prodigy at Cultures the Hippodrome.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what it's called now, Zeus 2000 or whatever, on High Street.
It's Trilogy now.
Trilogy, yeah.
Nightclub.
And it's mad when you think like everyone like that came
That's the
through.
place.
So Prodigy were there, supported by Bookham, and it's just like you think like these lineups, like Essex is like, apart from London, like rave and jungle.
I've got so much
Came
time.
through here.
You mentioned Bookham. I've got so much time for Bookham. And I'll tell you why. Because he, back in the day, in like early 90s kind of rave, when I was raving, not DJing, just watching the DJ. How are you doing that, bro? I love that mix, bro.
Yeah.
Right. So like he like you'd have like people like Andy C and Kenny Ken and all these people would come and
Kenny Ken.
Yeah, they'd smash like everyone. Everyone's going crazy, right? Bookham comes along playing his very chilled, laid back drum and bass.
Let's get the dolphin noises.
He would clear the dance floor.
Yeah.
Absolutely clear it. But in his head, he's like, this is the music for me. And now, now that kind of music, he's the king of it.
Yeah.
He's right at the top of the tree because he just believed.
Yeah.
Logical progression was the one.
Yeah, I don't care if I clear the dance floor. Yeah. This music is amazing. And just believing in that. I rate his conviction.
Big up an MC GQ. Was it?
GQ.
Yeah,
Well,
it's so good.
Yeah, Andy C's personal MC, man. And those guys are very, very rarely, even in the UK, they're all over the world.
Oh, big up. So yeah, Essex, like if you want to be an MC, you want to be a producer, you've got pedigree here. You know,
Yeah,
like,
100%.
This is where a lot of stuff's come from.
Yeah.
And then the next wave of people is going to come from Art of the Roads.
Yeah.
Get down there.
Of course they will.
Do you know what I want to hear, Sangeeta?
What do you want to
I want to hear some geezer MCs, right? Because actually, like a lot of people in Essex pretend like they don't want to be like Roman London, like all like talking about the things, and their knives and whatever.
Yeah.
I want to hear some geezer business.
Yeah,
you know?
this is what I liked about Jim.
Yeah.
This is what he's using his Clacton accent. He's not trying to be from London.
Is he talking about the 2P machines on the arcade and stuff like that? I want to hear some geezer stuff.
Not so much, but he has got a very good pen game.
Wicked, man.
So yeah,
MC Weatherspoons. Let's get it going on. MC Playhouse from the Cultures Day. MC Playhouse.
Yeah, man.
What is it? Curry Club.
Yeah, well, you never know. If anyone says to me, "Oh, I'm an MC from Colchester," I don't know what to call myself. I will say Playhouse,
MC Weatherspoons.
Weatherspoons, all of them.
Yeah. I want to be DJ Sunflower Lanyard.
That is something. There's a lot of syllables there, my guy. A lot of syllables.
Yeah,
man.
but it'll go. It's like an iambic pentameter. It's already a line.
Right.
Iambic pentameter.
God.
MC Sunflower Lanyard.
MC Sunflower. See, I can't even get that one out.
It's because you're not autistic.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Need to add
I'm gonna be the Ort of the Roads.
The Ort of. Man, how long have you been sitting on that one? How long have you been sitting on that one? All through the show, he's been like that. I need to get a different angle on this side of the roads.
All right, wicked. Big Nasty, he was at Art of the Roads, wasn't he? Did he do the launch night?
Oh, wicked.
Yeah,
he's
was.
getting all
In
over
the
the place.
in the Minories, can you imagine? Big Nasty in the Minories, the art gallery.
Yeah, he was out of all the guests that we've got, I think he was probably the most interactive with the crowd because you get big artists. They don't want to interact too much. They get mobbed all the rest of it.
Yeah, he's one of the good ones.
He went, got up on the stage, done his tune with his DJ Dula.
Yeah.
And then got all the rappers that were on the lineup to all get on stage with him.
Nice one.
Amazing.
To trade.
To do like a cipher.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
that's
it.
so
The
good.
ciphers.
Yeah. So
And when was any of your young lot there as well?
see like that, we got another MC called Rebillionaire. That's Felk's brother.
Nice.
And at the time, he was 16.
Yeah.
So can you imagine 16 years old on stage
Going
with Big
on.
Nasty?
No.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
That is just mad. Like
is-
someone you see
that
on
is
TV.
mad.
Yeah, imagine what that does for your confidence.
Absolutely.
Like I really want to be in this thing now.
Yeah.
I tell you what, like my friend Stig, who I used to hang out with, he beat Ashley Waters at jump off once on like freestyle.
Oh, really?
And it was like, whoa. It's just like, but you know, like when you get to MC with someone that's like proper famous.
Yeah. We've got another guy.
And then you should be respectful. But he probably should let him win. He should have done like Tyson did with Jake Paul, right? And let him win. But he didn't. Stig just went in on him and beat him.
You were saying you got another guy called?
Another guy called Georgie Roots.
Yeah.
He's a little bit older. Really, really talented rapper. But he used to, the Don't Flop events.
Yeah. Amazing.
He was, he got to like final round.
Like the slam, that's the slam poetry stuff. Yeah.
And he's another one that hopefully at some point he'll be coming to do some rap coaching as well.
Say his name again.
Georgie Roots.
And have you got him up on any beats or anything?
Haven't got him on any beats yet.
Yeah.
But I've got a few projects that I'm planning. And he's right at the top of the tree. Anytime I think of a really solid British rapper, Georgie Roots is.
So can you remember like Run the Road that kicked off like grime like 679 in East London?
Yeah.
It was basically like the iconic collection. Are you doing like any Art of the Roads like mix albums or anything, like bringing like tracks with all these artists together?
As I said, like I've done one with Jim. I do have another idea about making a jungle track with a bag of MCs of all different shades and colours.
Yeah.
The tracks, about uniting, because this whole far right thing is going a bit crazy. So it's kind of based around that. The track itself is half done, and there's a Felk would be involved. There's another guy called Draco. Amazing MC. So his full title is Draco Revel, I think.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna look out for him.
Yeah, but he's sick. Like
He's slithering,
so
man. He's the bad one.
But like for him, his girlfriend is black. He's white. So it's it's that kind of everybody unified together with one kind of goal to say everybody should all just unite. Do you know what I mean? Rather than dividing everybody with crazy rhetoric, let's bring everybody together and make a tune. So that's something that
music.
I've got in the
Music should be unity as well,
Yeah, and like jungle music, there would be no jungle music without immigration, without all those influences. It just wouldn't exist. Drum and bass wouldn't exist. Grime wouldn't exist. So, let's get real out
Let's
here,
get
man.
real.
Straight up.
Sangeeta, I love it. I could talk to him for ages.
Do you know what? I
want to write a book. I want to write a book about
You've got
this.
to bring him back. I'm going to be using him now in the sense of now I've realised his skills, his database.
Yeah.
Our young people here in Chelmsford need an Owen.
You know,
authentic.
I'm 49.
I know.
I want to start spitting.
Mate, you are more than welcome.
Get in my bowl. We want to spit.
Write me some bars. Write me some bars.
I want to bring the geezer core.
Yeah, man, let's do it, bro. Let's do it. I'll
That'd
write
be
you some
quite
beats
funky.
as well.
Yeah, that would be quite funky.
Yeah, let's
That'd be
do
a
it.
great mix.
Did you ever hear MC Pitman, like the guy that used to pretend to be a miner?
Yeah.
I love Pitman. I love a bit of speciality, bit of specialty rap.
Yeah, let's do it.
Don't call me a hunchback. That was his thing, wasn't it? Yeah. I've been digging holes for years. All right, we got to go.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Owen.
Okay.
Right. Where can you find Art of the Roads?
You can find Art of the Roads on Instagram and on Facebook. Just follow along on socials and you will see everything that we get up to.
And that is Roads with a Z.
Roads with a Z, all one word. Can I quickly mention, got a track out tomorrow called Hindsight with my boy MC D-Lo. Catch that on Spotify, Juno download.
That's not tomorrow when you're listening because it's probably going to be like 3 weeks' time. So
okay. It'll be out in all stores.
Get in your DeLorean, go back to October the 17th.
I love it.
And you can hear this track.
I just want to say for us as well as Are You Creative for Black History Month, It's amazing.
Oh, it's perfect timing. And
Good celebration.
Do you know what? I love it when people from other cities, because Colchester's a city now, come through and hear about the scenes, because I know nothing about any of this stuff in Colchester, and I love it. I used to know about when I was in Colchester.
Sure.
Had a tiny little hip hop scene. Tiny.
Yeah.
But it's so nice it's blowing up now.
It's so really opened up, and it's so nice to see.
I used to hate Colchester, and now meeting all these wonderful people, like knowing Laura's down there, Marley's down there, you guys are down there, Minnery's is. I'm
Colchester's
like, boy,
sick.
I need to ship out of Chelmsford, man.
Yeah. And it's lovely to see like the traditional art scene is embracing the street art, and that's what Art on the Roads is really about.
Love
Big up, man.
Street art to people
and keeping it positive. Keep it positive.
1,000%, bro.
So sick.
1,000%.
You can follow us on @r.ugroup. Just look it up. Right, and thank you, Adam, Lorca Media Studio.
Boop, boop.
Blah, blah, blah.
Love it.
That's a bit more like a cat.
It's cat purring.
Yeah, man.
And have you got like a catchphrase or anything? You've got like on any on the roads things, or can you do your little sexy voice again?
You talking about this sexy voice?
Yeah, so see us down.
Okay, so we are coming to the end of the Are You Creative podcast with myself, Project Lando.
See you later.
Love it.